Welcome to another edition of Exotic Gardening UK. Just a quick video this week of the things that are growing well in the garden. I'm starting with the main border that I've dug over, weeded everywhere and put in loads and loads of compost. And I've just started planting out the onset bananas because the weather for the next 10 days into June even looks fantastic, so as in no cold nights, so it's fine to get these in the ground. There's no chance of frost. So I'm starting to plant these out, and I've got loads of other plants to fill this space soon as well. You can see in the greenhouse now where I've kept the door completely open. I've turned the heating off as well, so these are pretty well hardened off now. Just give it another few more days before I get these in the ground. And these are the irisine, so these were planted so they grow about 30 centimetres tall, something like that, maybe 50 centimetres at best. And these will be at the front of the borders, give some colour even without the flowers. Got loads of these, and because they've grown so well, I will be able to take cuttings of these and to get either more plants to spread about the garden. So these have come on really well since I separated them about a month or so ago. Something that hasn't done so well are these cleome. And I've just separated them now into two different seed trays. The compost I had them growing in must have been pretty poor because, as you can see, they're a bit yellowish, spindly, they've hardly grown at all, and they should be a nice deep green. So it was a really bad compost. So I've given them all new compost and planted these up just now, given them a good water, and hopefully they'll green up and be okay. They probably won't have liked the root disturbance, but it's either that or leave them completely yellow and not looking very happy. So hopefully they'll come through good and I can plant those out in a few weeks' time. I am earlier than I was last year. It was about the 5th, 6th of June before I planted everything out last year, so I'm a good 2 weeks ahead this year. The zinnias, most of them look fine. Some have died off for some reason, but most are fine, so they'll be planted out soon. The brugmansias are ready to flower. You can see there's a big flower in the centre of the frame there. The leaves looking good, so they'll be brought out very soon and planted out. Ricinus again in this rubbish compost that I'm using. So they're not looking great. They've rooted through it, but it's a really hard compost that dries really quickly and like concrete, and then you can't really re-wet it. So it's been a bit of a battle with those. So I need to get them out probably into better compost or into the ground. I've also got the cannas from seed looking okay over there. They're in better compost. And the same with the Sullen Storman over there. The beans and things are fine. If you look in the propagator, which is turned off now, just using this space, the runner beans looking great, nice deep green in the good compost. They'll be planted out very soon. And next to them, looking yellow and not very good, are the gourds because they're in the rubbish compost. So I won't be using that brand again. And a couple of colocasias in there. And we've also got some new additions, which I'll show you now. We've got this dark stem hybrid. And we've also got a nice banana, Musa sycamensis here, and down there is a beautiful small colocasia called Madeira that might be hardy. I'm not going to try it if there's only this plant by the end of summer, but if I get a few plants off this one, then I will leave one out in the ground. The Dicksonia antarctica tree ferns, like most across the country now, are all unfurling their leaves. This one with a short trunk that's been in the ground for many years now, well I'll say many years, about 5 years, has produced loads of crosias and loads more to come, and these will unfurl over the next few weeks and join last year's leaves that are still looking really good and green. This is a well established one now, been in the ground for 5 years. And in the distance I've got the 7-footer, which wasn't really looked after properly and watered enough last year before I got it, and if we zoom in we can see it's got a few crosias and fronds unfurling, but not loads. So hopefully if I water that really well, it'll look fantastic next summer. All the fanciers are growing really well. The dahlias are all emerging from the ground where they've been all winter. The gingers are making an appearance. The amecia's up and growing. The pink china colocasias are up and growing as well, after being frosted in April. The cannas are poking their heads above the ground. The begonias are also shooting and growing really well. And here we have the lobster claw blooming, the white one, which is Alba, and the red ones have grown from seed, are just sprouting, and I'll pot them up soon. But the white one's a decent sized plant that spent the winter outside for most of the time in its little pot, and then was brought into the garage when we had the really cold weather, and now it's planted out in this pot on a south facing wall, so it keeps nice and warm, hopefully on an evening and the morning, and hopefully protects it a bit in the winter. Thanks for watching this very quick edition of Yorkshire Kris Weekly, Exotic Gardening UK. Next week join me for a proper garden video.